Hey, Brian Briscoe here, looking at 3 things that you have to do to be successful in the apartment investing business. And we're going to dial down on one of the 3. But before we talk about which one of the 3, well, you could have looked at the episode title and figured that out. But I'm going to talk about the 3 things that you need first. So number 1, you have to have deal flow. You have to have good deals to choose from. All right. So you have to always be looking for new apartment communities, complexes to purchase and to invest in. Number 2, you need to always be looking for money. Okay. You have to put deals and money together to get anywhere in this business. That's really if you had to boil it down to 2 things, that's really what this business is about, is putting deals together and putting money together and creating a win-win situation for everybody. Now, the third thing is team. All right. You always need to be looking for team, especially at the beginning. Okay. Real estate investing at this level, when you're talking about apartment buildings, $5, $10, $15 million properties, or, once you get to the big leagues, somebody in my network's closing on a $75 million property soon, which is, still a lot more than I think I can handle. Right. But I want to get there. But what you need is other professionals that can round out your team and help you take business to the next level. All right. If I want to get to that $75 million level, all right, I've got to be able to find the people that can help me get there myself. All right. So depending on where you're at, let's talk about number 3, the team aspect. Build a team in multifamily. What does that look like? Well, first of all, there's business partners. And I think that's probably the most important thing that you can find. And you need to dedicate a lot of time to finding a business partner. And when you go to a lot of different, websites, when you go to a lot of different blog articles that talk about what it takes to find a good partner or what you should look in a partner, I want to reverse the narrative. And I want to talk about the opposite of part of that partnership, not what you're looking for in that other person, but what that other person is going to be looking for in you. So when we talk about building your team in multifamily, I think there's 2 things that everybody needs to do. Number 1, they need to learn their trade. They need to be really good at some aspect of multifamily investing, whether it's underwriting, whether it's deal finding, whether it's capital raising. You need to hone your skills to the point to where you're really good at something. And it's a process. And when I'm going to go back a little bit, I said there's 2 steps. When I say there's 2 steps, you're going to be doing both of these things concurrently. Okay. It's not like you have to do one and be perfect at something before you can start number 2. But what I really mean is you do 2 things concurrently. So number 1 is you have to hone your skills. You have to get good at some aspect of apartment investing. And number 2 is you have to look how you can add value to other people. So if you can put number 1 and number 2 together and look at it as a loop or a cycle where you're continually improving yourself, you're continually getting better, and you're continually seeking to add value, you're going to find partners. And not just find a partners, you are going to attract partners and be able to have the partners that you need to be able to get deals done. All right, so let's take it one step deeper. I said, we had 2 different things. Number 1 was, to become better, to improve yourself, and the other was to add value. So what are the things that it takes? Once again, finding deals, finding money. Those are the 2 big puzzle pieces in launching a multifamily business, but you also have to be able to manage the assets afterwards as well. So if you can become an expert at one of those things, just one of those things, finding deals, finding money, all right, you're going to have a lot of potential partnership opportunities in the future. And number 2, seek to add value. All right, if you're seeking to add value, you have to find other people who are doing what you're doing. So participate in forums, participate in groups. All right, be the person that is trying to add value in these groups. Don't just be the lurker. All right, go to networking events, whether in person, whether on Zoom, go to these networking events where you can put yourself around other people. Talk to them, get an idea of what the people who have experience in this business actually need, and then try to figure out how you can add value to these people. Now, It's not going to be the first time, the second time, or probably even the third time. It may take talking to, 50, 100 people before you find that right person that you can add value to, and that person that can also add value to you. But if you go through the process, if you keep on improving yourself and seeking to add value, you will attract partners instead of having to try to find partners, which is, kind of next level as far as that goes. So once again, reiterate from the very beginning, there's three things that I think every aspiring apartment investor needs to do: finding deals, finding money, and finding partners. And the two real steps to put together into finding partners is you have to continually improve yourself and you have to find a way to add value. And if you can do those things, the sky is the limit. All right. And what am I doing? I'm looking for the next person that can help me get to the $75 million level. And it doesn't matter where you're at, find somebody that can help you get to that next level. If you're interested in a group or a forum, we have the Tribe of Titans. Okay. It's designed for aspiring apartment investors to help them get to the next level, help them close on their first, second, and hopefully third deals. So definitely look that up. Look for a link in the show notes to that, or just Google it, the Tribe of Titans, and you should find our webpage.
Hey, if you like that episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But more importantly, if you haven't joined our multifamily educational community, the Tribe of Titans, yet, you are missing out. So get yourself 30 days free by clicking the link below in the description, or go to thetribeoftitans.info, and we'll see you there.